Hi, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of this little show that I like to call Spill It. Spill It. Hang on, bear with me just 2 seconds. I am going to do that intro again. For some bizarre reason, I'm like really full screen, aren't I? I'm like really here. I'm like in your face. And I don't know why. I don't know what's happened. Okay, let me start it again. All right, you ready? You ready? Ready? Here we go. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of this little show that I like to call Spill It. Spill It is a show where I get to speak to inspirational people and share some inspirational stories to connect people together, inspire others, and help people learn something new. Of course, this episode is no different. This is episode 97. Who you gonna call? I couldn't help myself. Who are you going to call? With Lightning and friends who will be coming on the show very shortly to talk about absolutely everything. Oh, I can't wait for this one, to be fair. So, yeah, they're going to be coming on the show to talk about all of the stuff that they've been up to over the past couple of years since they last came on the show back in 2020, as well as some more little things as well. So, yeah. Oh, can't wait. Don't forget when you get in here to like, rate, and subscribe. It's 3 simple things that I ask for every single time. If you like it, it helps the algorithms. It helps push it up a little bit further elsewhere, all that lot. If you rate and subscribe as well, then you are up to date with everything to do with Spill It. Okay, so don't forget, if you are listening to this on playback or you are listening to this on the podcast, then you can rate and subscribe as well. And of course, get the get those comments and questions in live whilst you are here, because that means that you are part of the conversation as well. Or if you're listening to this on playback or via the podcast, then you can email me, marcus@spillit.uk. Last but not least, don't forget to hit that share button. It means that it gets further out. You know, we get to bring more people into the Spill It fold. You become little teacups themselves, etc. Okay? Simple little things. Linda's here. Morning, Linda. Morning. So nice to see you up here in the comment section. This is what I mean, guys. So if you comment, you're part of the show as well. It means that we get to interact with your comments. So keep them comments coming. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Before we go into our normal little thing that we do, the Icks, I wanted to just share a quick message. I wanted to say a massive thank you to Deborah over in Arizona, who sent over a lovely calendar. Thank you so much. I have received it. And I've also received my little invite over to Arizona as well. So massive thank you. It's very much appreciated. I was actually saying a couple of days ago that I needed a calendar ready for next year because there's quite a lot of things happening over in next year. So a massive thank you for that calendar. It really does mean a lot. Okay, are you ready? It's time for What's Your Ick? That's right. It is What's Your Ick time. This is my little. I absolutely love the icks, and we're gonna. Claire's in the comments straight away. Yeah. Okay, there's a good one actually this week as well. So I read it. I chuckled to myself. It was a good one. Okay, so we're gonna dive straight in. This is actually very well written as well. Thank you very much. It's not just a sentence, it's one of our stories, which I love to read. Okay. So here we go. I love the subject as well. The subject was performing for strangers. And I thought, oh, I've got to give that a read. Performing. Okay, here we go. So we could be out somewhere in public talking, just a normal conversation. And then if a stranger happened to come near us, he would start talking louder and trying to be funny. like he was showing off because he wanted them to overhear and laugh. It was so awkward because it was always such a noticeable increase in volume and sometimes a real swerve in the conversation to get to something he could be funny about. But it was completely ick because at that point he was no longer talking to me. It's like I was the least important member of his audience. And also, who does that? Honestly, I read that. I chuckled just like I did just then. So yeah, basically, couple, and they're walking along, and then he's trying to say like a funny story or whatever, and then he notices that there are other people around, and so therefore he starts raising his voice a little bit louder, so then other people would hear his little punchline or his funny story. And then it was, yeah, so basically he's out there performing for other people of his story and actually forgetting the person that he's talking to. Linda's there punching face job. Yes, I agree. Like, well, firstly, yeah, as the emailer had said, who does that? Who does that? Actually, who does that? Because I've never known anyone to do something like that. But it's so funny. It's genuinely so funny. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If, for example, you've ever witnessed something like this, then drop a comment, let me know, or drop me an email, or drop me a message, and just let me know your little comments about that particular ick. Can you just imagine though? Right, so you're just walking down. Oh, blah blah blah. Oh, blah 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 blah. There's me saying words, by the way. The blah blah blahs. Oh, blah blah blah. Honestly, can't dying. Oh dear me, there are some weird people in the world. And that was What's Your Ick? Disgusting! Yes, straight in the comments there with Claire going ick lol. Yeah, very true. What an ick. I'm not about that life. Linda's here. Love to photo bomb on other people's photos being taken. It's hilarious. I love doing that, to be fair. I don't find that an ick. You're all right with that one? Okay. It is time to bring out my guests for this evening. They are two of my closest friends, one of which I have known since forever, and ever. And the other used to be until I moved away or broke my toe or damaged my hamstrings or whatever it was, my gym buddy as well. So both of them are here on the Spill It Show, and here they are. It is the super team of the hour. It is Lightning and Friends. Hello, Lightning and Friends.
How's it going? You all right?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, she's got the giggles. So
it started early. Oh, we both did the forever, ever, and ever,
So you've already broken us. So this is going to be M now for 20 minutes.
No,
so...
I'm good. Oh, right, we're good.
How are we both doing?
Yeah, we're good.
I was doing better before I started crying.
We had a very stressful moment of a few technical issues, but we've managed to fathom.
5 devices later, wait.
Love it. Ryan's here saying hello. Woo, like
hey, Ryan.
Friends. Thanks so much for joining. Make sure you keep dropping those comments through as well, because you are then part of the show and you can ask your own little questions as well, and we can go through them. So make sure you do that. So, what did you think of the ick? Is it something that you've witnessed before? Or have you got any comments on that particular person?
Slightly remind us of what it was. I got most of it.
We were having. That's when we were having the.
Oh, okay. So the ick was that she's walking down the street and her partner's with her, and then he's telling a funny story, and then when he notices that people are around, he'll raise his voice to try and get a laugh out of other people.
No, we don't do that.
It was just so funny.
That's on board with when you don't take somebody on their punchline because it was awful, where they just keep doing it and doing it.
They keep saying it over and
It's
over
like,
again.
dude, it wasn't funny the first time. Go away.
Unless it's one of my jokes, in which case it's
You're not funny.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Right. Well, I am going to be here. We're going to be talking about, there's 3 different things that we're talking about today, to be fair, because we're coming to the end of Spill It. I can't believe it myself. I know. But all good things must come to an end. And yeah, when one door closes, another one opens. However, there's 3 different things that we need to talk about. Number 1 is obviously going to be talking about Lightning and Friends. That's who we've got in front of us right now. It's the duo, the super team right now. And then we've also got to talk about me and you, Emmy, because if you remember back in season 1 for our Halloween special, we got together and we did a deep dive into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, our favorite episode, Hush. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And then finally, over to you, Myke, because little do people know, you designed all of the artwork for Spill It, didn't you?
I did, yes. Yeah, that was quite some time ago now.
I know. 2 years.
Yeah.
nearly three years ago. But yeah, so it's gonna be a good fun packed it's gonna be a good fun packed episode filled with tea. I got the sentence out. Yay, good me. Right. Okay.
And Pepsi. Other brands are available.
Okay, but before we get into all of that, because we have got a lot to talk about, I'm going to start playing a game with you two. Or actually, more specifically, I'm going to be playing a game with one person. You two need to decide on who the most useless person is out of you two.
I don't know. I'm pretty capable.
Right. You don't have to decide and vote if you're still here.
Okay, well, while the intro plays for our brand new game, then you can decide on which one is the most useless. Right.
Rye has replied. Rye says Myke.
Cheers.
Love it. Okay, so that's right. It is absolutely useless time. This is a game that I've been playing with all of my guests during season 3. Now, the rules of the game are simple. I'm going to ask you 10 really easy questions. All you need to do is answer them, but you've got to answer them in the quickest time. Okay.
Okay.
Now, out of all of my guests, whoever gets the quickest time wins a Spill It merch bundle as well. So,
yes.
Okay. So you get a Spill It merch bundle as a well done for competing. However, there is one caveat. Is called absolutely useless for a reason. You've got to answer all of the questions incorrectly. Okay.
Oh, he's got no chance.
No, I don't know anything. I'll just say cheese for everything.
You can't do that. That's cheating.
Unless it's around about like cheese, in which case I won't. I'll say ham.
Okay, so I'm going to get the timer ready and I'm going to pull up your questions. Obviously, because we're nominating Myke, there's no help, Emmy. No help at all.
Now,
okay?
just as a disclaimer,
Yes.
to anyone just tuning in, I am supposed to get these wrong. This isn't just what this isn't just me. This is me purposely being wrong.
Do you know what? The amount of people where they've like half listened and then they've like tuned into when I'm asking questions and they're shouting, going, but it's that question. I don't understand. It's that answer. And then, it's really funny. Any question, by the way, that you get correct, as in you answer it correctly, I'm going to add 5 seconds onto your total time.
Okay.
So if, for example, I said, what color is the sky? Your answer would be?
Purple.
There you go. Happy
You
days.
hesitated. You're already useless.
Because the sky can be so many different colors.
Exactly. But don't worry, there's nothing like that. All right, ready? In 3, 10 questions. 2.
Oh no.
1.
Go.
What color is the ball used in tennis?
Red.
A rose is what color?
Yellow.
Who is Batman's sidekick?
Alfred.
Finish the Disney title. Beauty and the...
Mike.
What are you scared of if you have arachnophobia?
Clowns.
What is the day before Xmas?
Easter.
Jack Sparrow is from which film?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads, is a famous line from which film?
Jurassic Park.
In Wizard of Oz, what is the missing word? Somewhere over there.
Telegraph pole.
What is the device called you take pictures with?
A clipboard.
Oh,
Telegraph pole. I couldn't.
that was
come
good.
I was like,
That was good. However,
nearly
I
said
am
rainbow. I nearly said
am
it.
going to have to go into the comments here.
Right.
Can you get a yellow rose?
You can.
Can you?
I'm sure you can.
No, it's-
Because that's why I went.
no,
I'm
not yellow.
sure.
They're more of a creamish colour.
I'm sure
I'm
you
sure-
can.
Daffodils are yellow. Daffodil is a yellow plant flower. Right. Where's me greenhouse friends?
I shall Google right now.
You don't get
So-
yellow roses. They're like a creamishy colour.
So Claire said yes, you can get a yellow rose.
Claire's wrong.
And Ryan has said, you have one job, Mike. You can get a yellow rose.
Yellow
Yes,
rose.
there are yellow roses.
Oh, that doesn't count.
It does count. So it's my game, my rules, okay? So
What, you're pulling the quiz masters always, right? Tom?
exactly, yes. So you
Oh.
got a total, by the way, of 46 seconds, which is
Well, I
really,
feel like
really
Dunty now
good.
over that rose.
However, because of the rose, you have an additional 5 seconds on your time, which then takes you to 51 seconds,
Oh no.
which is still really, really good. So, I'm not giving the game away though to absolutely anybody. So you will only know on the final episode on who wins. So
Well,
there you go.
I've got all your artwork, so I'll just make my own merch.
Okay, that
All I'm seeing here
was
is a winner.
just make your own make your own Spill It logo with winner across it.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. That was
Except no
absolutely useless.
substitutes.
That was absolutely useless. How useless do you feel?
Well, the truth be told, I actually knew all the right answers, so
That's the
I mean, you
idea.
got one right.
I'm still stuck on the telegraph pole. I just could not.
I know. I
I
love
was
that
like
one.
in my head because I was singing it, and it's like telegraph pole.
I tried to throw in some that you might stumble on with obviously like Batman.
It is really
and-
hard
Mm.
not to automatically say the thing that it is.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
tricky.
Okay. So I know you two personally, and obviously from Spill It as well, from the Spill It universe. Spill It universe, I love that. However, there may be people watching or listening at home that may not know who you are. So for those people, who the heck are you?
You go first, or me go first?
I'm looking at you. You go
Right.
first.
So yeah, I'm Mike. Yeah, I'm. It's weird because
Just tell me. Oh my god! Right. We're Mike and Emmy, and we run Lightning and Friends.
oh,
There
is that
we
what you want
go.
to know?
There
Right,
we
yeah,
go.
So we run a small business called Lightning and Friends. We own a replica Lightning McQueen. We get involved with charity events, birthday parties, Comic Cons, pretty much everything really. Any like parades. We've just come back from doing a Christmas parade last night.
And we have a number of characters on board now as well, such as Spider-Man, Captain America, Batman.
And we have the
others.
Ghostbusters as well now. And yeah, so we started out about 3 years ago, and our very first hurdle was COVID and lockdown. And then so this has actually been the first full year with no interruptions. So yeah, we've managed to we've grown it quite well, I reckon. We've taken on a few people to help us out now. And, originally, it was just both myself and Emmy, like running the day-to-day.
Visits.
Yeah, and then it got to the point where I've started doing bits of work for a few other companies, as again, character work or supporting what they're doing. And then we were getting bookings clash. Like I was out all day, people were wanting Lightning.
Oh, we was out as Ghostbusters already.
Yeah, so we've ended up taking on a few people to help, and we have a little fantastic team of people that don't mind sticking on the odd costume and going out making people smile.
Sometimes with them, sometimes at them.
Yes, well, yeah, it's lovely. It's again, it's never a boring day.
Love it, absolutely love it. So we talked during the lockdown. Back in 2020, you guys came on the show to talk about Lightning and Friends. You, as you said, you had to, the first hurdle, for example, was COVID, and that's what we were discussing. We were talking about Lightning and Friends and having to go to the parties, but you weren't actually allowed to like get out the car and let them go in the car and all of that. Like it was just, it was a very strange time. So how does it feel now being out and about? Let's just be specifically talking about Lightning McQueen. How does it feel now to get out and about with Lightning McQueen and having the kids sitting in the car and all of that lot?
It's nice. It's again, we the people we meet always turn out to be fantastic. I think it was quite strange, like the first couple of events, because people were still a bit nervous. They weren't sure what they could do, what they couldn't do. We found a few of the events we went to were a lot quieter than organizers were hoping. But now I think everyone has, I think, yeah, not to say, it's not wrong for feeling this, but it feels like, although COVID is still very much out there, it's in the back of people's minds now. So people kind of want to catch up on life, get out, see things again. And we ourselves have started going back to kind of big public things like Comic-Cons and bits and pieces. So yeah, it's a very strange time because there's no right way or wrong way to be. You've just got to do what's right for yourself at the end of the day. So yeah, when we're visiting the people, it's always fantastic. The kids absolutely adore being inside Lightning, pretending to drive him off. I always like to scare the parents as well when we let the kids in the car. Go, right, if you turn the key all the way forward. And they go, it's like, no, don't worry, I've got the key. Yeah, so no, it's great. It's and again, every single job we go to, it's never the same. It's always a new reaction. It's always yeah, I wish there was a way we could set up like a really like detailed camera so it could capture people's expressions, because as we're driving down the road, most of the times the parents are only seeing the back of the kids' heads, but we get to see the kind of, as something they've just watched on the TVs now driving down their street, coming to see them for their special day.
And I think one of the favorite things for me is the fact that Lightning, especially, it really is sort of cross-generational. So the parents love it, the little kids love it, and 9 times out of 10 you can even get the teenagers on board.
Yeah, because especially with teenagers, I mean, the film Cars, I think it's now 16 going on 17 years old, came out in 2006, so obviously backwards math and stuff. And yeah, so the teenagers coming up to like the 18th 19th birthday, they grew up with Lightning McQueen. And then obviously you got the parents back then who went out raiding the toy shops, trying to find old cars. And even now, people are always asking us, where can I find this? Where can I find that? And it's really nice because, again, with the film Cars, it doesn't timestamp itself. You can watch it today and it'd be relevant. You could watch it 10 years ago, it'd be relevant. I think the only time it's going to feel different is now our personal technology. Everything's going electric. In what I think that around mid 2030s, they want everyone in electric cars. So only then will it actually feel weird when they're talking about gasoline and oil, because cars won't have engines, there'll be motors. So that only then will it feel a bit of a relic. But I'm pretty sure we'll have a new Cars film by then.
Hopefully.
Yeah, probably. There'll be there'll be something that'll be like
Cars 27. Lightning still races again.
We've just had Cars on the Road, which was on Disney Plus, and that's again given parents a little bit of a break with something new to watch. And that again got Lightning McQueen and Mater traveling around together. And again, it's a new conversation for us when we're talking to the kids because there's new things we can talk about as well.
Mhm.
We've kind of become
And having to watch Disney films all day for research is fantastic.
Yeah.
So obviously you had Lightning McQueen back 2 years ago. We had Lightning McQueen, and
Yes.
you've now created even more. So you've now got an additional vehicle that you drive around, and you've got, as you said before, you've got a team of people, which now nicely leads me on to my next big question, which is, what have you been up to these past 2 years?
Okay, so since we last spoke, obviously we were coming out of lockdown. We were getting busy again, and we started to introduce character visits. We started with Spider-Man, then Captain America, and then someone asked if I was available to do a Batman booking, and I wasn't, but I said I was, so I then jumped on line.
Well, Spider-Man came first when you was asked after taking some photos in our garden with our son.
Yes, that's right.
They was both dressed as Spider-Man, and someone's like, "Oh my god, can you come and do some work for us?" And Mike's like,
They're rubbing my belly.
When?
Maybe. And that's when you and me started hitting the gym.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I was doing the Spider-Man work. Then obviously we've got the Captain America as well, and then Batman. So yeah, we've just got the 3 heroes at the moment because it's usually me in costume. So we have a little bit of a joke. In downtime when we're not out driving cartoon cars, busting ghosts, being vigilantes. For me, I like to play video games, watch films and stuff. But my kind of user is Who's Mike, and that started off as a little bit of a small joke. But some days now, I'm that many different characters. I'll
people
phone
don't ask me where's Mike. They say Who's Mike.
Who's Mike today, sort of thing. And it's like it's true. I get in sometimes, and I'm still in character. Mm-hmm. So like I'll say if I've had a day of being Spider-Man, I'll come home and I'll talk to Em or Robin, like, hey guys, and it's like, oh, what am I doing? And it's strange because I'm not the most outgoing character, but when I put the mask on, everything changes, and it's quite strange because I would hate to do a speech. Like if I was doing a speech, I'd be shaking. I'd be like, my voice would do that, that shivering. Like, but then I put a mask on and tight clothes, and it's strange. That confidence. It just you don't mind. Like, and I think a big part of it as well is because obviously we don't dress to impress adults. We're there to kind of be entertainers for kids, and the way I kind of see it in my head is we do not know the background of the people that we're meeting. So that kid could be going out for the first time in a couple of months. He could have had a really rough time recently, and I could be that first positive interaction he's had in weeks. Yeah, I'll be careful, right? So yeah, with that kind of knowledge, knowing that, taking that couple of seconds, couple of minutes conversation, that could change someone's mood completely for the rest of the day.
And I'd like to add to that one of the things that we sort of pride ourselves on with Lightning and Friends and all the characters and things is we're not just people dressed. Well, I don't dress up, but we're not just people dressed up. We're constantly in character.
Yeah.
And even when you've got people who are like, "Oh, you're not the real Spider-Man. You're not the real Spider-Man," you just carry on in character, and eventually they are playing along too. And it doesn't matter, again, the age group.
Yeah.
You very rarely can't bring people around with that. But the amount of times that some kids will we'll be going and be like, "Mummy, that was the real Spider-Man, wasn't it?" Or
it
is last night doing the parade for the Tippins family in Cotton, the amount of times I heard, "Oh my God, Mummy, that's the real Lightning McQueen," and
it's nice, isn't it? Yeah,
it's better than nice. You can't really put it into words, the feeling it gives you when you know how much of a difference you've just made to that one child.
It's
Times
so
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna quickly call you out on something, Emmy, to be fair. So you said that you didn't you don't do the dressing
Okay,
up.
I do all
So
the
can
sort
you
of
can you explain
Yeah.
who Casper is to the audience, please?
Well, Mike can explain that one
Well,
because he didn't want too many bells on the team. So
what it-
I had to name
okay,
my name.
so before we've obviously the jumping forward, we now have we do
Seven
Ghostbusters, yeah. So we have a Ghostbuster car which we've been putting together over the course of the year, and now we have a small team of guys. My brother Chris Bell, who's watching tonight, a friend of mine, well, friend of ours, Daniel Little.
He's
We
watching.
have Adam Wagstaff, we have Anthony Pedley, we have Stephen Hyam, and if me, Emmy, and my brother are out together, Robin as well, all our name tags will just be Bell, 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 Bell.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, obviously, just
he'd rather look like he's married to Chris than to me.
Yeah, okay. So Emmy told me a story a few years back, which always kind of stayed in my heart. And we were talking.
I told you this in confidence, and now you're out here.
And now I'm going to publicly tell the world. And basically, when Em was younger, she was quite a pale kid, and apparently, at school she used to get called Casper for being so pale.
It was when Casper had just come out, so everyone was like, "Ugh." Like they do.
And I thought, like obviously, I've had childhood nicknames, but I thought there was such kind of a cute nickname because obviously he was a pale kid. So we kind of worked it into a uniform. So she has the name tag.
I'm Casper the Friendly Ghostbuster.
So yeah, and to be fair, Emmy she started off really quite shy with going out and doing this sort of stuff. Like I kind of all my team I put together, I've had to throw them in at the deep end at some point.
A lot more than
so both me and Dan started out doing the Ghostbuster birthday parties, originally for his kid, and then obviously when pictures got shared, we got more and more interest, and then we kind of grew it from there. But then every other member that's joined, we've kind of had to throw them in straight into an event. So when Ghostbusters Afterlife was released last year at the cinemas, that was my very first time having a full team on the job. We're at the View Cinema in Preston. And so, yeah, two of the guys there had never done an event before. So they were kind of thrown at the deep end, having to smile, talk to the public. And then after that, every time someone's joined in, it's been thrown in at the deep end.
It's been a birthday party.
Yeah, they've all been amazing. Like finding people that can kind of put a suit on and not worry about how there's a very few people that will take the mickey, like, but then
or try and get a reaction
out of you. But to kind of put your barriers up and realize that we're doing this to kind of make people smile, entertain, and
you can't make everybody happy.
No, but it's ace. And like in October, I think I spent more days as a Ghostbuster than I did Mike. Halloween night, I said I wasn't dressing up, and it was the first time I just dressed as myself, and I was like,
and literally within seconds, he walks through the door in his Ghostbusters costume. I'm like, I thought you weren't dressing up. He's like, yeah. But...
So yeah, no, I don't know what the question was. We just kind of drifted off.
We started. I called Emmy out for saying that she doesn't dress up. And then
so she has been out on a lot of jobs recently.
Far too many jobs recently.
And yeah, we've had a great time, and it's nice to kind of like, because originally it was just me out on the road, now to have Em with us as well. It's a nice way of we've worked together for a while, but then I'm out the house, she's in the house sorting out
like particularly last year. I mean, you know me better than probably anyone. I'm very shy when it comes to being somewhere that I don't know. If I'm around a friend, such as yourself, Mike, somebody else, I'm fine. Well, you can take responsibility for a lot of my confidence over the years, so you know.
I don't know. I think wine has something to do with that as well.
Wine has nothing to do with that. It's got a lot to do with bathroom sinks and toilets and showers and not drinking at my own wedding.
you destroyed. She hasn't been right since that night.
I haven't. I haven't. I've been married for 10 years and I've still got.
There's two things that she always shudders about, and they both take part within 24 hours. One was you getting her that drunk she could barely function, and the second one was Stephen Hyam shutting a car boot on her head.
And I didn't feel it. I was in that much pain.
She was that hungover, she just shuddered like. And
so, as I was saying, we're stopping talking about wine now. So, talking about throwing people in at the deep end. Last year, Mike was privileged enough to be doing character work as the Big Red, as we call him in this house.
Yeah.
And that was from mid-November all the way up to Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And so suddenly there was a whole lot of Lightning bookings that needed cover.
Yeah.
And this was before we had other drivers on the road, so to speak. So I suddenly had to take on that, and it was horrendous for me. But
she was amazing. All the feedback was fantastic.
It's. I think each of the people who've sort of joined us, bar possibly Adam, I don't think he struggles with people. All of us are really shy people, and it's something that I really take from this is all of us are shy, but all of us have fun doing it.
Yeah,
and it's like it goes from being sort of like the misfits who everyone's looking at for the wrong reasons, to the misfits everyone's looking at for the right reasons.
I love that.
Yeah, I knew you would.
So, out of your Ghostbusters team that you've built, who would you say gets really, really into character and is the truest Ghostbuster?
Oh wow. I think
it's you, but I'm not saying you.
Yeah, I think the thing is, with obviously doing what we were saying before with the characterization, is I go in not a guy in a costume. I will be like, I've got an answer for everything. These are on training mode. You can't be hurt. These are ghost traps. We have a whole scenario built up to say, yes, we are Ghostbusters. We serve the Preston area. We're not. Don't get us confused with the guys in New York. They're in New York. We're in Preston.
That's not really Ecto 1. It's like, no, because that's in New York.
Ecto 1's in New York. We have Ecto 2. That's our car. That's the car we use. So we've, like a lot of the, there's a lot of Ghostbuster groups in the UK.
We call them franchises.
Yeah, so they're known as franchises. And we've, and they all kind of do their own thing. A lot are always involved in charity. A lot of them just do conventions, and there's people like us as well that do go out, visit people.
Get random photos taken on the docks where people think we're exterminators of some sort.
Yeah. Now, where people, it's been quite strange because I've had a lot of people asking if we are genuine
paranormal investigators.
And it's just like, you want to grin and go, seriously? But then the thing is, you got to admire the curiosity, because it's not a normal question. I suppose it is for some people, but obviously, if I was going to be a genuine paranormal investigator, I probably wouldn't be dressed as a Ghostbuster.
No, but to be fair though, right? Okay, so this was one of my questions that I wanted to ask. So I know that obviously you're doing this as like an entertainer thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered trying to do something where you all as a team go to somewhere that is haunted, just to like dressed as your Ghostbusters and all of that lot, and then video it? Because I think that's something that I would want to watch.
But potentially, I mean, there's always
Robin would be leading that. He's desperate to do that. Come on.
The thing is, we have been looking, or I've been looking into, like, there is quite a few ghost events around the Northwest where they do ghost walks and stuff like that. But the thing is, I worry and as much as I don't want people to feel like we're taking the mickey. So if we turned up to a ghost walk and we're Ghostbusters, are we trying to? I always don't want to look like we're trying to take the spotlight, if you know what I mean. So pre-arranging something with somebody, going out would be pretty cool.
It's a case of being respectful.
Yeah.
And it can be
Yes.
tough to
You
do
could
that.
easily get in touch with some places though and just be like, look, this is what we do. And for a specific like online event, and you could stream it, for example, and you could do it via Twitch, or you could do it on Discord or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could do it so that the team of people go out, but you've organized it so it's just you guys and there's nobody else. There are plenty of places around. And, I'm more than happy to collab with this to try and get this ball rolling.
Get a flight suit.
Well, you've already got your patches, so we just need you to get the...
Oh, no, I'm not there. I'll just organize it. I want to watch it.
No, you're coming.
Yeah, so...
I can hear the streams already.
No, but it is brilliant. It's really good fun. And I'm a massive geek when it comes to anything like that. And the way I kind of see it, like when I was a lot younger, I think it was like primary school, we had to write down what we wanted to do when we were older. And I wrote down, I want to work at Jurassic Park. I want to be a Power Ranger. I want to be a superhero. I want to be a Ghostbuster. And I'm pretty much ticking that list off.
Until recently, it was a case of all he needs to do is get a Power Rangers suit now, and now he's got a helmet. So it's over.
Yeah, so it's I always say to people that growing up didn't really work out for me. So I just went back to being a kid, and
growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
So growing up didn't work out for me. So I now drive cartoon cars and dress as a superhero on a day-to-day basis.
I've had a guest before who came on, and their quote, their inspirational quote at the end of the episode was, "Don't grow up, grow out." So
I've done plenty of that.
But yeah, so you're not like mentality wise, you don't have to like shut yourself down because of the fact that you're getting older. What we do is that we expand even further, and your imagination can go wild because you're older, and you're able to achieve certain things as well if you just allow your imagination to kind of get away with you. And it goes with absolutely everything. And the people who are successes in what they do is because they have the imagination to kind of go, let's just do it. Like, why not? What have you got to lose? So
yeah, I mean, I'd never say no. If you get asked something, like, always consider it and only say no if it's an absolute no. It's like that first Batman booking. It's like, do you do Batman? I didn't have a bat suit. I didn't have anything. I was like, yes.
But there was enough time.
There was enough time. I'm like, yes. And then obviously I got everything together, and I was like, I don't know how to be Batman. Like, because
he really doesn't. It's quite funny. It's one of my favorite things because Spidey, you can't see his face, but you can feel that he's smiling. Cap, he's full cheese.
Oh yeah.
And Batman, he's got to be grumpy and he can't do it. It's like,
it's odd because Batman isn't a very talkative character. And he's a silent, strong type, but also quite intimidating because, the suit itself, it is a very intimidating suit, isn't it? And so you walk up to a kid, at first he's excited, but if you keep that stern face, he starts to go, oh dear.
I get what you mean, yeah.
So what I tend to do is just be very kind of, make silly jokes, and
you usually ask who their favorite superhero is,
and then throw a tantrum if they say Spider-Man. Or if they mention Superman, I just call him a jerk.
Maybe you should be Joker.
Well, yeah, one of my favorite little jokes is like grab a kid and go, "Do you think you're some sort of Joker?" Like, and kind of like, it's funny.
Slime is peeping.
Yeah, Slime has joined us this evening.
I thought you deliberately put him there. I'm not going to lie.
Well, funnily enough, my mum has just joined the stream, so it was very good that you didn't say, I thought your mum had just sat down.
Hi, Chris.
The likeness is uncanny.
So, what is next for Lightning and Friends?
Well, the thing is, right, I am the worst at just constantly researching stuff and looking into the horizon of what I could do next, what this could work, this could work, this could work. But I think I'm better off spending the next couple of years perfecting what we do, because we are relatively busy. Like, I mean, this weekend alone, we had parades, birthday visits. We had a charity event at the fire station.
We were supposed to have a charity event for the NHS as well, but that ended up falling through because of the weather. Yeah,
it was too snowed. There was an event called the Jingle Bell Jog, which we was going to be involved with,
which has been rescheduled to January.
So yeah, that's still going ahead. So by January, I might join in and do the run in a suit. I'm not sure. Bringing a new Spider-Man. Well, right, if you move a little bit closer, mate, we can work that out. We can always. Take the pressure off my body a little bit, because being Spider-Man is a very bendy job, and
it's true.
There's nothing worse, because I was on a job a few months back, and there was a puppy dog, and it was so cute.
I love that you call it a puppy dog.
It's because I'm a dad. The amount of child words I use now, if we ever go to McDonald's, we never call it Diddies.
Because that's what he called it when he was 2.
And I will say to friends, just at Diddies. I won't be saying, like, where? McDonald's.
I like that, Diddies. I like that. I might just start doing that.
Diddies.
I jumped down, got really low as Spider-Man to stroke a puppy, and my back went. And I struggled then for about 3 weeks. It took a very long time to get the suit back on. I was like,
thankfully, man. There was somebody else on that job with you, so they could sort of take the pressure off a little bit.
You could always just be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
My back.
Yeah, exactly. You could just do that instead, and they'll know that.
And then when he leaves, an hour later in an ambulance, it's like, wow, he was really in character.
Yeah, or better yet, if it could be the Spider-Verse Peter Parker, where he actually does have a little bit of a belly, and I could just wear a jacket and hide all my sins.
To be fair, you're pretty bang on.
You're not far off. But yeah, I think we're best. We are the Ghostbusters has really taken off. So we have there's 6 of us. Six of us in total. 7 in total. I can't count.
I don't know who you forget.
And me. It's 6 and me, isn't it? So we've started doing events like Comic Cons and stuff with the Ghostbusters, and we now own a 15-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We have a life-size Slimer, which is just sat behind us. I'm constantly tinkering around building new props we can take out to shows.
That's what we're thinking of doing next. It's more for the photo opportunities.
Yeah, so the photos are massively popular. So I think get Christmas out of the way, and we're going to look into making some photo sets for the Ghostbusters, for Lightning, and just expand on what we do. We've been lucky enough recently to be doing some work with Odeon Cinema as well, almost in a kind of charity ambassador sort of thing. So we got involved with World Film Day, and we took everything down, put on a bit of a show for them. They're raising money for Mind, get a charity that helps those with mental health issues. And we're going to be continuing to do work with Odeon. So they're going to we're going to arrange to have certain films put back on at the cinemas. So Cars, Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, basically all the films I'd love to see again at a cinema. But fortunately enough now, because of the work that we've done, we have friends with a Jurassic Park Jeep. We know someone with a DeLorean. We know someone with Transformers. We know someone with, and all these people that we do work with, whether it's Matt with the Jurassic Jeep, who I think we mentioned last time, there's Steve from Don't Panic. There's so many people we do bits for. I think they'd be really happy to get involved with bits like the charity stuff if and when they can, so we can start to kind of do a bit more on that front. And I don't know, I just want to make what we offer the best it can be before I expand, because I think sometimes you can. I mean, I was looking, the second I got a Batsuit, I was looking at Batmobiles. We were this close to literally, we were going to London about to go to London for 10 days. And 6 hours before going to London, I saw
about to go to Bolton to have a look at a car.
There was a matte black Camaro, and it looked amazing, and it looked angry. And I don't know if you've watched the Batman. It's the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, but his Batmobile is a muscle car, and so it's not like the comic-y kind of.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's not all thingy, but it's quite understated. It's a wicked car, And I was literally this close, but I was like, no, we're going to London tomorrow. And in a way, I'm very glad we didn't, because it's taken me a while to kind of just realize that what we have is brilliant. And I think if you attempt too much, I think you can end up with, you could have 10 amazing things, but not that each one of them aren't that busy. I'd rather be really busy with what we've got, building up. I mean, the Preston City Ghostbusters, I mean, the page has only been going for
just over a year.
Yeah, properly, and it's already got over 1,000 people following the page. Lightning and Friends, as always, it's constantly getting new likes, new follows, and I kind of feel like if I kind of just ground myself and focus, keep delivering what we deliver, I think, yeah. And then
still keeping eyes on the horizon.
Yeah, there's always something, but for now, it's make what we have brilliant. So then if someone does think, oh, we should get some Ghostbusters, they think, wait a second, the Preston guys have this. And like we can then turn up with a 15-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We have
party games.
We have animated posters. So I don't know if you're familiar with Ghostbusters 2, but I've got, Vigo, the Carpathian painting. I've got a painting that just kind of goes every now and then. Awesome. It just winks. And it's wicked, and you can have that like.
And we have Slime trapped in the car radio.
Yeah, so we have we're just tinkering, making. Yeah, just I don't know. It's a funny one, but like I said, follow our page. Anything I do, anything I mess around with, we're always sharing, and it's always nice to see people's feedback as well. Like we have a lot of like really good regular people constantly commenting and like recommending, and it's brilliant. Yeah.
So that actually leads me nicely onto my next question, which is if anybody wanted further information, they wanted to find out about Lightning and Friends, get some more info that way, or even like maybe do a booking or an event booking or something like that.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Now, we're on Facebook and Instagram, Lightning and Friends, and Instagram is Lightning and Friends UK. We're working on our webpage. We've taken it down, but that'll be going back up. It's www.lightningandfriends.co.uk.
And the Preston City Ghostbusters have their own page.
Yeah, so the Preston City Ghostbusters has its own page. It's quite funny because although we manage all the bookings through Lightning and Friends, Preston City Ghostbusters is its kind of own thing, but obviously on the booking side of it. It comes through Lightning, so we try and keep it tidy. Like otherwise, you know what it's like when you have like loads of different accounts and bits and pieces. But
yes,
yeah. So if you love Ghostbusters, and we're not just there to kind of show off what we do. If you need any advice, if you want to know where to buy toys for your kids, if you want a suit, if you want a proton pack, if you want any of the equipment or any of the props that we use, we're more than happy to kind of help point you out. And that's the same with Lightning. If you've got kids, they like cars. I spend so much time in toy shops because I just love looking around at all the new stuff. So get in touch if you're looking for something. We can keep an eye out. And yeah, we're there. We're not just there as a business. We're there as a community as well, because the customers that we have, they're all the parents, and we're parents, and we know firsthand how difficult it can be. When your kid for some reason likes Chick Hicks, although Chick Hicks is a cheater. Chick Hicks is he's a very popular toy, and kids love having the bad guy toys, and they're very hard to find sometimes. So yeah, by all means, just get in touch, even if you just want to chat.
Brilliant. Now, we have got a couple of other bits to discuss as a separate thing. So obviously with me and Emmy, and then me and Mike. However, when it comes to Lightning Friends and what we've discussed so far today, is there anything that we haven't discussed that you would like the opportunity to discuss now?
It's I don't know really.
I feel really blessed for the amount of charity events we've managed to be involved in, to be honest. And when I say charity, I don't just mean on the fundraising side of things. We've done all sorts of events. Like we even did a child's funeral this year and things like that. And to be able to be a part of such an emotional event sounds positive, but although that was actually, to be fair.
it was. We didn't know what to expect from that really, because the parent. It
was an uncle, wasn't it?
Yeah, they came to us on a.
How much is it to book you for an hour and a half? And it's like, well, where are you? And so and it was actually outside of where we would normally go.
Yeah.
We're happy to travel, but obviously after a certain distance, it becomes a bit cost prohibitive to people. But they got in touch, and then it was only after we quoted them that they said, it's for my nephew's funeral. And it's like, oh, okay, well, in that case, then no, that's
there's more
just cover the fuel.
There's sometimes bigger things at play than getting paid, isn't there?
Exactly.
So
but they refused to have it any cheaper, so they paid us to go, and we thought, what is it exactly we're doing? Are we part of like the cortege? Are we? And what it actually was afterwards they had a huge celebration for this child's life, and every single member of the family was in some sort of superhero costume.
It was so surreal.
Amazing. But everyone was involved. You know, where normally like you have something that's fancy dress and you have all the people who are just like, yeah, I don't do that. You had the grandparents of Spider-Man. You had all sorts, and they had bouncy castles. They had the gladiator podiums. They had
it was a very
fun fair games and everything. And they invited all the children from the village.
To
come and just join in.
It was a celebration rather than a morning.
In this child's name, and that was the wake, and it was absolutely amazing to be a part of that. And the fact that people see us and think that's what we want, it's an amazing feeling.
So it's. We just wish we could do more, but obviously times and
and as our motivational quote almost was, sadly you can't spend smiles. I wish we could.
And there's nothing more stressful for us than when one event gets in touch and then we're like, we're available for that. Brilliant, fantastic, and then we have two more getting in touch on the same day. And sometimes it can be a cause that's so close to your heart, and you want to split yourself in two. You're thinking to yourself, how did Voldemort do it? And you just can't. We wish we could do more. And but this is the thing. We've taken on extra people. We have my brother driving for us. He drives Lightning. We have Ant who drives Lightning. So
and Ghostbusters.
And Chris both do Ghostbusters. But again, so if Lightning needs to be somewhere, Ghostbusters can be somewhere else, and superheroes can be somewhere else. So we can split ourselves 3 ways now, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Providing, I mean, the rest of the team, they have proper grown-up jobs, and so that they work. All of them pretty much work Monday to Friday. Some of them again work their weekends, and they still give their time to us. We don't always pay them. Sometimes the events are for charity. If there is. Sometimes I can pay them if it's for parties and bits and pieces, but all these guys that we have with us, they will say yes, and they won't ask if there's money involved or anything. It's really nice. Like I did a bit of a mushy post the other night just saying thank you to them all, because this year we've achieved so much in a year. We've been at events, and I'm literally dropping a text message, who's available next weekend? And they're literally just putting their hands up, and it's like they've worked all week. Some of them have proper stressful jobs, and doesn't sound like me.
Strangely, that one, Stephen Hyam, is one of the cheapest people you'll ever meet. And if you owe him 50p, he will message you 6 times a day until he's like, get my money. I'll send it tonight. Just reminding you about my money. And yet, strangely, he's the first one to volunteer.
If something comes up, or like last night, he won't want everyone to know this, but he was in a parade with us, and all I asked for him was to sit in a car and just wave. Instead, he got out the car, stuck on a prop.
It'll be more effective if I'm out of the car. So
he was dancing. He was getting the crowd going, "Who are you gonna call?" Ghostbusters, and he was getting all the interaction. And this
shouting
guy,
Merry Christmas, and then the parade would stop, and then he'd have to stand there for 5 minutes with all the people who'd just been shouting.
So socially awkward. But then again, it's the magic of putting a suit, putting a costume on. Like, I'm gonna say, like, if credit to anyone who does it, but it is one of the strangest feelings. Like, you put on that mask, it changes. You change. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, that is amazing, the work that you do, and the team that you've got with you are people who are massively reliable, and credit to them for helping you out as well. If, for example, I'm just thinking, if, for example, you want to expand and we do adult theme ones, not like that.
Well, you think you get like a little bow tie and a collar to wear?
No, I'm thinking horror characters. And
yes.
And then people hire them to just go around someone's house and just.
Well, that was something
like proper
that was in my
go
mind.
for it.
We were really busy this October with Ghostbusters, but I've always been curious if there is a market for like hiring someone like, I'll dress as Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger, and it's like, yeah, just follow my mate for the day.
Yeah.
And every time he looks at you, hide behind the wall.
Oh my god.
Or just point at him and yeah, it's
wait for a double-decker bus and then just quickly run into a shop.
I think again, just going back, I would love to do a small Halloween event somewhere, whether it be like a scare, like a walkthrough thing, or but actually before lockdown, we were in talks with like Ribble Steam Railway, weren't we? Because we're going to try and do some. They do Halloween trains, like it's all steam engines, and I thought if we could get like a ghost hunt going on in there. So we hide ghosts around and stuff, and these are like things that will come to fruition. That's the right way to say it, yeah. I usually say fruition. There is a lot of ideas up here and things I really want to push for. So I'm not going to say too much, but just watch this space.
I'm just going to talk for an hour.
Yeah. Seriously, my brain it's like a bingo machine. It's like, oh, there's an idea.
That's exactly the same as my brain. So you're all right. Now, moving on then to me and Emmy. So me and Emmy, we go obviously way back, way back in school.
Bye, Mike.
Yeah.
way back in school, we go back, and the
20 years leaving this year, which is ridiculous.
next year let's slow down time a little bit.
Well, this was our school year, so all right, then it was 25 years since we would have met,
because we was 98 till 2003, so we would have met in the second year of high school.
Yes, really.
So that would have been 99. And it was tweet. Yeah. So that was the so basically excuse me. Yeah. Basically, I don't know why you were outside doing.
I'd been off school the week before, and it was collaborative work. So it was like, oh well, everyone's already got a group, so you can go and clean the hall.
That was it. And then I had been kicked out of class because I did something bad. So then they told
who
me
better to pair who?
And then they told me to go out, and we had to unpick the staples from the board. And then I looked at you with this stapler thing, and I just went tweet, and then that was just it. And then we just hit it off from there. And then you introduced me to a show that we both absolutely love and adore, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Indeed.
Now, how did you come across Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
My ex-boyfriend.
Let's move on.
No, obviously, said ex-boyfriend that you know, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, and I remember it was up to season 6 because the very first episode that I watched was Once More with Feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, actually, this looks like it could be all right. And then he lent me the first couple of box sets, and then I literally just nailed through them. But yeah, at least something good came from that relationship.
And then you introduced me to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I got hooked on it straight away. I remember you making me DVDs of the show, or I would come
I
round and
did
watch
no
them.
such thing. In case any police
Disclaimer, disclaimer. Disclaimer, do not take anything that I'm saying as a fact. But yeah, so I remember watching Buffy
I
the
remember
Vampire
us
Slayer.
downloading the final episode before we'd watched any of season 7, just because we needed to know how it ended.
Yes, I know.
And then we had to wait ages to find out how we even got into that scenario.
I know. But yeah, we so obviously I did a watch on my own with many different episodes as well, and I came across my favorite episode, which is Hush, and I watch Hush every Halloween without fail because of how great it is and completely different from the series. And it is one of those episodes that actually you could just dive into and just watch that one
Absolutely.
episode on its own. What doing the rewatch way back, and I know we're going back 2 years now, but doing the rewatch of Hush, is there anything that you did you look at things a little bit differently, or was there anything that you thought was quite standoutish, like from actually rewatching it with different eyes?
I noticed the symbolism a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, I used to have all the books and things that used to go into all of that sort of thing. So obviously I knew it was there, but it was definitely more noticeable, I think. But I think the thing that stood out the most for me is how it still holds up.
Yeah.
Like 20 years later.
I remember
it doesn't feel dated, whereas some
No.
of the episodes sort of really do.
Yeah. I remember on our episode, we were saying to people that it is one of those that people could just pick up and watch straight away. Like it's not as in like the whole series. It's not.
Can
There
I
are
just take one moment, because this is what I've just come back to.
I wear Fez now. Fezes are cool.
So
Sorry.
for
Go
the listeners on the podcast, Emmy's just shown a video of Mike, who's just come back to sit next to Emmy wearing a fez, and he says that they're cool now.
It's
So
completely normal.
so yeah, we were talking about how much Buffy the Vampire Slayer is. It still holds today. Like you can still pick up and watch it. There are obviously a lot of problematic people or characters within there, and potentially
Which are a lot more noticeable now that we're older.
Yes.
The times, it's amazing how much times have actually changed in that 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That things that were utterly acceptable, like for example Xander's character, where some of the comments and things he makes, it was just funny back then, and that is literally how people was. And you look at it now and you think, oh my god, as if you said that.
Yeah. It's when you do a rewatch and you have the like mature eyes, but then obviously within like a 2022 lens, you do think, oh, right, okay. But then you also, it's good to question certain things like that, and it's good to do a deep dive, and it's good to know your own knowledge as well about that, like, you know, actually what's different and actually what things may have changed, etc. But yeah, have you ever considered, or when was your last rewatch of the full series of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Of the full series was it was when we were showing your brother, so
that was
probably about 7 years ago now, I'd say.
Wow.
I'm probably pregnant with Robin, so yeah, that was the last full rewatch, although I have watched a lot of episodes, sort of the favorite ones since. I recently thought I'm going to rewatch it all, and I got about 3 episodes in and I was like, wow, I don't know if I can do this right now. Even though I know that I still would absolutely love it as I was going, I don't think I was in the right headspace for it. And I was like, let's watch something a little lighter. Yes, I think that's the one.
Yeah. No, it was a great episode, the Hush one that we did to do that deep dive, and I definitely looked at things in a completely different light, and it has made me want to do that with more episodes as well. So I think message for people at home: if you haven't watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer yet, make sure you do, because it does hold its ground. It is something that you can just
Once
pick
you can
up
get
and
past the
watch.
dodgy CGI of season 1 and things like that, and also like the lower budget, it's definitely worth a watch. I'd recommend it to everyone.
Definitely. Right. Well, thank you for your time with Buffy the Vampire Slayer coming on 2 years ago, and thanks for talking about it now. My very first episode was about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so it's good to bring it full circle as well. There you go. And then over to you, Mike. Now, Mike. So
Slides
Mike,
back in.
so just want to quickly talk about your creative mind and illustrational skills, because you were the person who created not just one but 2 different logos for Spill It. And firstly, I just want to say thank you for that. Spill It has been like the Spill It logo, the one that's like in the top right corner there. That's has become instantly recognizable. There are people over in America who have bought pin badges galore. That I've sold like 300 and odd pin badges in America of just
what will be surreal there is if when we go back to America, if we see one, I'll be like, oh my god.
Yeah, 300 and odd pin badges of just the Spill It logo, which I never thought in a million years would ever happen. And that comes down to you for creating, so like, you have this skill of just getting into my head and knowing exactly what I want with very little information.
To be honest, I found that kind of weird, like a very odd. Like the thing is, I think when you know somebody, it doesn't happen to everyone. I mean, I've done logo designs for people. It's gone back 30, 40 times, and it's just been like, but then you ask me for something, I just think, right, Marcus will like this, and it's just a bizarre. It's like, yeah,
Hi, fine.
Yeah, bizarre.
Yeah.
Talented, yeah. I wouldn't say. The thing is, there's people like there's always someone better. There's always people who are better. I mean, I learned a lot doing the jobs for you because I was very new to doing anything digital. I much prefer pencil and paper because I can scribble. And moving to digital. I hadn't long been doing it. It was one of them things of where you said, "Can you do me a logo?" And I was like, "Yeah." I've never done it before. I just was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I did. And from doing what I did for you, I've kind of managed to learn more. My dad, in fact, does a lot of messing around and playing around with photo editing and bits and pieces. So he's shown me quite a few bits and pieces as well. Granted, he uses more complex software than I do. There'll be people out there who do a lot like I do on iPads, where a lot of it is quite easy to learn, but it doesn't explain itself that easily. And obviously with, you Spill It, you Dance X. I mean, crikey, you had so many ideas. You write the right stuff. Take It Easy. You had, there's been a lot of things where, and for me, I'm not one that likes, like, if I see artwork, I love the subtleties in artwork, where they, what's...
I'm going to say, look.
Right, okay, so if Em just moves ahead to the side, I don't know if you can see this here. Mm-hmm. This is a digital drawing of the Mandalorian from Star Wars. Now, it is just the character, but the artist we're very good friends with. But what you can't see is around the Mandalorian's helmet is almost like a ring, almost like symbolizes like a halo. It's like he's a guardian, and it's the subtleties in art that I really like. So yeah, it's my creative style comes from being, sometimes can be a little bit too niche. So what I like wouldn't necessarily do well as a design, but then to some it'd be brilliant. It's like we're saying about my jokes, I'm the best.
No one finds it funny.
The thing is, but I find me funny, and
be your own biggest fan.
That's the secret. Like, I think if you're gonna be, like, if you're gonna love yourself for doing anything, look, like, do that. Like, I find myself hilarious. I spend most of the day laughing at stupid stuff I say or do. Robin absolutely hates my dad jokes because anything he'll try and say something serious, and I just spin it around and make a joke. He's like, Dad. And he's already like, Dad.
Stop being so stupid.
Yeah, I again, it's like being creative. Anyone can do it, and I mean, even people that don't think they can draw. I mean, even like you've done stuff, and I reckon you've surprised yourself as well when you've been messing around making your little logos and bits and pieces. Like I said, anyone can do it. It's just don't. I always used to panic about what people thought of what I did. I used to do a lot of drawing. I draw something. I could spend 2 hours doing it. I go, and throw it away. And then this one would tell me off. Like, so why you throw that away? It was ace. I'm like, eh. Like, I just did it because, I was overly critical. Anyone can draw, one, I bet. No, but they can, but it's not just about drawing. It's having that idea.
You can draw, Stephen. You just can't make it look like what you meant it to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, thank you for like you using me, and obviously at the time you were proper plugging me as well, and I had a few people get in touch, and yeah, so yeah. So that's yeah.
So Sean Delaney, as Marcus will know already, is the co-owner of Street Monkeys, which is one of our favorite places. So if he's going to shout out, you will shout out him.
Yeah. So yeah, Minky Sean, as he's known.
Street Monkeys.
Yeah, I just thank you for the logo, the merch logo as well, which was the tidal wave in the cup of tea, which was absolutely awesome as well. For you both, like, just thank you for being on the show in the first place, like when Spillit was a little baby, and then coming back on for the Hush episode, and obviously coming back on for tonight's episode as well. And like, I know you guys. Thank you, technology. No, it's been absolutely amazing, and from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you for supporting this little platform of mine. And thank you for
I nearly did it as well with you.
Yeah, thank you. As I said, thank you for the logo. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being in my head when I've needed creative ideas. Thank you for absolutely everything that you've done for me, for Spillit, and of course for the people that you go and put smiles on their faces every single day, or however many times a week that you do it.
Just by going to the shops.
Yeah. That's the funny thing. Like, one thing we sometimes forget what we're driving, and like, so like you're in your car and you have your own moment, your own space, and you think I'm gonna pick my nose here, or I'm gonna do like sing, or
when you're really angry and you're just like.
So, and then we're always having pictures taken of us. So even fueling up, you can guarantee you'll get that one moment where you're scratching your bum, or you've got your belly hanging out your bottom of your jacket, someone's snapping a picture. It's great.
Honestly, the harder part is remembering when you're not driving one of those cars, because at first, when you're in one of either Lightning or Ecto, you start off by going, "What's everyone staring at?" And you go, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm in," and then you get used to that, and then you go back to your normal everyday car, and then someone waves to someone over there, and you assume they're waving to you. Like,
yeah, you become a psychopath.
Like, oh no!
I'm like, we have a normal family car, and if anyone makes eye contact with me, I'm like, because I forget that I'm not in Lightning or in Ecto, and I'm just like, yeah, I just look weirdly keen.
Brilliant. Well,
no, you're welcome, man. Like I said, we always do what we can for our friends, and obviously, whatever you go on to do after Spillit, even if you just want to talk a few ideas, because I miss them moments in the morning, when you just wanted to run an idea past me, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't go, "That's great, Marcus, go for it." I'd be like, yeah, but I think honesty as well is really important. And the thing is, you to us as well, if you see something that's not right with what we're doing.
Oh, I'll tell you it's shit, don't worry.
My spelling mistakes or...
What are you wearing?
Yeah, or Mike, get a haircut. You look at... But yeah, no, I mean, whatever you decide to go on and do after Spill It, just, if you need help, give us a shout. Sorry, who are you going to call?
Who are you going to call? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm going to probably build this whole horror themed event thing. I think that's going to be it. I think
if we I tell you what, we'll have a chat and see if we can come up with an idea and run a cool Halloween thing.
We get screen like Ghostface, get what's he called? Michael Myers, get Leatherface and the Friday the 13th guy, I can't remember his name. Jason, yeah. Get those four. Go out to people go out to and stand in people's gardens and just scare them for a little bit. That'll be absolutely.
And it'll be a competition to
you can get arrested last.
Run!
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna build on that idea. I think that's got some legs. Okay, well, that does officially take us to the end of the show. Now, before
one more thing, sorry, Marcus.
Oh,
I've said a lot of thank yous to everyone tonight, whether it be my team or Emmy or yourself. But there is one person that, again, makes everything super possible, and that has to be Robin, our son. Now, he's 6 years old. I'll tell you what, Robin, I'll wear the fez for you on this bit now. So Robin is 6, and he has been...
Tonight, he has been sat upstairs on his iPad so that he doesn't interrupt us.
Oh.
So if you are listening, Beans, feel free to come downstairs and say hello. But we wouldn't be able to do what we do if it wasn't for him. He has always kept the magic alive for everybody else.
Even when it's been ruined for him.
When I've turned up to jobs as Spider-Man, he doesn't say Daddy or Dad. It's like, hey, Spider-Man, how long did it take you to get here? And I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. 6 hours, man. Like, yeah, New York City's miles away. You go, man.
Hi.
Hi.
So a lot of it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for him being so cool, because sometimes both me and Mummy have to vanish for several hours a day.
Yeah, to make other children happy.
And
this was Robin's first Halloween with us.
Yeah.
In his memory, because every year we do Lightning McQueen and go out and make other children's Halloween amazing.
Ghostbusters and stuff like that.
So you've been fantastic for us.
Yes.
Thank you.
And whenever we're out and stuff like that, he's always talking to the kids, getting them involved, and he is just as much as Team Lightning and the Ghostbusters as anyone else on the team.
I want to do arts and crafts.
You want to do arts and crafts as well. And so just tell everyone what's your favourite thing about what we do.
Okay, doing work.
Oh, okay, doing the work. So
you like coming on jobs.
Yeah.
So Robin, he has his own ghost suit.
Yeah.
He has his own Proton pack. He comes out, he helps with the jobs. But then what do you like the most? When I've been a hero, what's your favourite moment after the job?
I think it's
when you just miss Captain America.
Is that when it is? So he always likes, because what happens is I'll get changed and I'll come back. And I was like, have I missed it? Was Spider-Man here? And he's like, Dad, you know you was in.
Yeah, he's talking about me, the one who I always hate his talks.
So but no, thank you, mate. You're amazing.
Thank you all very, very much. Now, before I let you three amazing individuals get out of here, I need your inspirational quote. So at the end of every episode, I give my guests the opportunity to give a quote. And I'm just wondering if you have got your inspirational quote for us today and what that quote means to you.
Now, you say it because I always word it wrong. But it's something along the lines, if you have the power to make someone... with great responsibility. But with that, obviously... that is a famous quote from Spider-Man. But we kind of use that as obviously we have the ability to make people happy, and I think if you have
the
That's
power
all
to
of
make
it.
people smile, then you have the responsibility to do so.
yeah, I mean,
And we still get that quoted back to us from our original appearance on Spill It.
yeah.
So
Yeah, spirit.
it makes a difference.
So yeah, I mean, we have a responsibility to kind
I've
of
been
keep.
watching this upstairs.
Have you? Excellent.
Thank you.
So yeah, well, thank you for having us back.
No, thank you for your time, and thank you for talking about these 3 different episodes rolled into one. This one, so thank you for bearing with us and bearing with me and listening to me ramble, and thank you for coming on the show. And
You're more than welcome. Thank you for having us back.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks.
no problem. I would say any time, but there's only 3 episodes left. No, thank you. It does mean a lot. And again, thank you for everything that you do, and including all of the support and everything that you've done for Spill It along the couple of years as well. It genuinely does mean so much. So yeah.
I also put makeup on.
Well,
Thank you.
for the special moment of being on
I
camera.
I just put it on. I didn't know I was going to be on this. I put it on because I can.
Because you can, and that's the best way to be. Well, thank you. And now you are free to say your Spill It farewells.
Thank you, everybody, for
Yeah.
watching.
That's sad, don't
I
you?
know.
Yeah, no, but yeah, thank you guys for like obviously supporting Marcus and being a part. You know, everyone who's been on Spill It. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a big journey for everybody.
And it's always been amazing watching all the really inspirational people that you've had on and knowing that at least you consider us to be on par with that. So
Yeah, so it's because I kind of feel we're in a very different league to some of the different people that
Yes.
do come on your show. You know, we're just big kids just going out being daft, and you have some people coming on who pour out their hearts and have fantastic stories. But yeah, it's sad, man. It's a shame, but like you said,
change your mind already.
yeah. So, but yeah, no, thank you to anyone as well who's like come on tonight, said hello, and again supported us as much as
We
they have.
do.
Thank you. Well, for now, it's a goodbye. So thank you
Adios.
so much, guys, and
Bye.
we'll see you soon.
Bye. everyone.
Bye. And that was Lightning and Friends. What an amazing episodes. Let me start that again. That was an amazing episode. Thank you so much for Emmy, Myke, and a little guest appearance there from Robin as well. Amazing. Thank you so much one more time. As I said, Emmy and Myke, I have known for many, many, many years. I consider them very, very good friends of mine. And, Myke, I owe so much to as well because of all of the design work that he's done with regards to Spill It, with regards to Dance X and more. It's been an absolute pleasure having them back on the show as well. Ugh. Yes, it's 3 episodes left. It's gonna get emotional, guys, and it's already starting tonight as well. So yeah. Well, next on Spill It, we have a double whammy again this week. You get a bonus episode on Wednesday called, quite rightly so, Connect, Inspire, Learn. That's right. That's what we do here. We connect people together, we inspire others, and we help people learn something new. Well, on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about those 3 values. It's coming to the end. Of course, we're going to be talking about that as well. And then on Friday, we have got our deep dive episode onto our guest appearance. So on Friday's episode with Tea with Marcus, we have got, quite rightly, named Friends Are Family. Okay, I'm going to be talking about all the friends that we've made along the way through our Spill It journey. So it's going to be really, really cool. And then don't forget to join into Monday's episode. That's next Monday for Spill It's 100th episode and Spill It's finale. Oh, I just got chills. I just literally got chills. I'm not looking forward to it. And that's going to be next Monday. So if you can save that date in your diary and just come on and say hi, then I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It's the last episode of Spill It. To follow me on all of my socials, you can do. You can find me anywhere that there is an @ symbol, which is @that_Marcus W. You can find me there. You can find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, PlayStation, wherever there is an @ symbol. Find me. Just search for @that_Marcus W, and there I will be. For any questions, comments, and of course for your icks, then please send them over to marcus@spillit.uk. And that officially takes us to the end. Thank you all so very much for jumping on, for saying hello, for your likes, your shares, your everything else, for being very much involved, for being so supportive throughout the Spill It journey as well. It genuinely means so very much. Thank you. And until we spill it again, it's bye for now. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Spill It. You can catch Spill It live every week over on Facebook, YouTube, and now LinkedIn. You can also catch up with Spill It on the move on your preferred podcast streaming service. And don't forget to follow me on all my socials @that_Marcus W. And for anything Spill It related, you can always get in touch with me by dropping me an email, marcus@spillit.uk.